episode of I Want That Reviews. Today we're going to be taking a look at the XPDW stock from Armaspec. Now this retails on their website for $179 even. As always, if you do some shopping online, you can probably find it for a little better price, but the average is around $179. Now the XPDW is an aluminum 5-position stock that uses hardened steel rods and mounts to any mil-spec buffer tube. It features ambidextrous 5-position stock adjustment. The buttstock has a QD attachment built into the back of it. It is 6.875 inches when fully collapsed. It is 10 inches total when fully extended. It attaches directly to any mil-spec buffer tube with no other modifications. It is for 223 and 5.56 rifles only. It will not work for the AR-10 platform. It weighs in at 16.06 ounces. If you count the buffer tube, buffer spring, and everything inside, that comes out to 2 pounds 6 ounces total. It is proudly made in the USA, and it does feature a lifetime warranty. Now for initial impressions, when I originally got it, pulled it out of the box, the first thing I noticed was it does seem pretty heavy. So that was something that I was a little bit concerned about. And then once I got it installed, it was a little chunkier than I was expecting. It is relatively wide. When you look at it mounted on the rifle, something that you don't see a whole lot. You see a lot of shots of them from the side like this, but you don't see a whole lot of shots like this. And it is just a little wider than I was expecting. It's not really an issue, but it is something that I noticed. As far as installation goes, it's incredibly simple. You take off whatever stock you've already got, you slip this guy onto your mil-spec buffer tube and tighten this bolt down right here. This will tighten into one of the selection holes that you have in your existing buffer tube. It tightens down and that's it. You're good to go. Now as far as use goes, one issue that I had with this straight out of the gate was it does not like to lock into the number 1 position. It seems to be very gritty for that. I can see that the lines don't quite line up like they should. Sometimes it just fights with me, and sometimes I'll go back to 0, and once I get back to 0, it won't return to that neutral position. I did like the fact that it has the QD sling attachment in the back. That's something that I really like to see implemented on stocks like this. I was very impressed just with how solid it is. You pull that out, make sure it locks into position, and it's good to go. There's not a whole lot that you could do with it, I think, that would cause issues. And then again, you just push that to the side, get it locked in wherever you need it, and you're good to go. It is pretty nice quality. It has a very nice finish on it. I was pretty impressed with that. It is very comfortable when you roll it up into position and present. It does have a nice flat butt there, and that rolls up into your shoulder very nicely. The weight bothers me a little bit, but I did some looking at some other stocks on the market, and as it turns out, it is fairly comparable, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. And I really like the fact that this is a really nice alternative for folks that are running a piston setup or can't or aren't willing to spend the money for other models that require a proprietary bolt carrier group. The reason that I mentioned using this with a gas piston setup, obviously if you're running a piston setup, your bolt carrier is going to be very specific, and you can't just swap that out for something that requires a proprietary bolt. So I really think this is a good option for somebody that's doing that. It is also half the price of some of the other models that are on the market, so it definitely is worth taking a look at for that reason alone. It really does kind of give you the look and the feel and the function of something like the Troy PDW stock, but it gives you the option to not have to spend as much, and does give you the option to keep your bolt carrier group that you're running already. As far as likes go on it, I really like the function. The lockup is great, it's solid, and it's simple. I really like the look. It looks fantastic on a shorter firearm. I also like the practicality on it. It functions, it does what it's supposed to do, it's extendable, it goes out to that full 10 inches, it gives you 5 different positions that you can lock it into, and it is very functional. And I like the price. I like the fact that this is available on the market for half, or even in some cases less than half, of what you would pay for some of the competitors. So I'm really impressed with it there. As far as dislikes go, I don't like the weight on it. It is heavy, and that's something that I talked about. I think that's something that you're probably going to run into no matter what you use for one of these. The other dislike I had for it is that first slot doesn't like to lock up. I don't know if that's just something that needs to work itself in or what, but it is something that I've continued to have a little bit of issue with. So overall, I'm going to go ahead and give this 4.5 out of 5 stars. I am very impressed with it. I do think it's a good product. So as always, I will go ahead and leave a link to their website and Facebook page in the description below. Go ahead and take a look and see if this is something that interests you. And of course, thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to watch my videos. So please do like, subscribe, and share, and just keep checking back on a weekly basis for more reviews of awesome products just like this one that'll make you say, I want that.